Okay. Well, on that note, Christine just popped in. Christine, we're doing introductions. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll popcorn off after that?
Sure. Thank you. I apologize. I'm Christine Scherenberg, and I work in Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. I support the physical education team as an instructional and curriculum coach, and I support the school sector as a co-lead.
Mallory, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Mallory Moon. I am a research project manager at Children's Mercy. Our team does community-based participatory research, and we focus on deviceware and supporting families to be more active in their daily life.
Thank you. Brooke, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am actually the new CHAMPS coordinator at KCU. So doing some CHAMPS coaching, one-on-one healthy lifestyle coaching with families, and then as well as Anatomy Academy in the schools. So it's like my third week on the job, so I'm excited to learn and make some connections.
Great. Well, thanks for being here today. Annette, would you like to go next?
Hi, everyone. I'm Annette Campbell, and I work with Brooke at Score One for Health at KCU. And yeah, I told Brooke I was going to introduce her, but she did great on her own. Just been involved in this group, kind of in and out over the years. And I was just telling Brooke, this is a really great group to stay in touch with, be a part of, network with, and any initiatives that we can support, we always want to. So we're just glad to be able to be here today.
Thank you,
Good to
Annette.
see some faces.
Well, we're glad to have you both. Thank you for joining. Miranda, would you like to go?
Hey, I'm Miranda. I work at Bike Walk KC with Nolan, who's presenting today, and I'm also new, so excited to be here.
Excited to have you. Thanks for joining. So I guess I'll introduce myself really quick for those who don't know me. I'm Katie Amy. Oh wait, sorry, Shelly, you go first.
We can go together. I'm Shelly Summer. I am the program manager for the Kansas City Healthy Lifestyles Collaborative and support a number of the sectors for the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan, this being one of them. And so happy to be here and great to see all of you.
And on that note, I work with Shelly and I help to support the school sector. So thank you everyone for being here today. On that note, I would like Nolan to introduce himself as he is our guest speaker for today.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Nolan Orkey. I'm the Education Program Manager here at Bike Walk KC. During my presentation, you'll get to know a little bit more about me in detail, but I work at schools, in public schools on the Kansas and Missouri sides, doing our BLAST programming, which is bicycle lessons and safety training, and we also coordinate other bike and walking safety lessons for students. I work alongside Miranda Pratt. They're a new hire that we just hired, and we do the scheduling and going out to schools and teaching. So that's a little bit about me.
Thanks. Did you have a presentation you were needing to bring up? Okay.
Would you like me to start that right now?
Yeah, if you'd like to, that'd be great. Thank you.
Perfect. I will share my screen. Just give me 1 second. Get this out of the way. Oops. There we go. Perfect. All righty. So today, like I said, I'm Nolan Orkey, the Education Program Manager here at Bike Walk KC. And I'm really excited to be joining you all here in the meeting. I started working at Bike Walk KC in March of this year. And previously, I was actually working at Garmin in Olathe doing international product support for Spanish-speaking customers in the US and all over Latin America. While that sounds super fun, I found myself constantly wanting to do something more fun and something that I'm more passionate about and something that does good for the community. And I didn't really want to work for a large corporation. So you could say that I've always been passionate about education since growing up. It was always my teachers that were always my biggest inspiration. This is why I went to school to work actually in the education sector. I'm originally from San Diego, California, where I lived for 26 years. And you're probably wondering, why did you move from San Diego to the Midwest? And basically, long story short, looking for cheaper cost of living. My brother actually has lived here for a while. And also I was looking to have some season changes. And I got my undergraduate and graduate degrees at San Diego State University, where I got a major in Spanish literature and linguistics. My goal with this was to become a Spanish teacher, but after moving to Kansas City, life seemed to kind of lead me down a different path. So working at Bike Walk KC has been incredibly rewarding. I'm not only able to use my background in education, but I can also fulfill a personal passion that I have for increased active transportation in the United States. So a little bit about the organization. If you didn't know, Bike Walk KC is a nonprofit organization based in Midtown, Kansas City, Missouri. We have about 30 staff members, 15 of which are full-time and 15 are part-time. Our dynamic team consists of policymakers, urban planners, educators, trained mechanics, and passionate active transportation advocates for all different reasons. Bike Walk KC was founded in 2010 by two guys named Eric after a BBC report came out that ranked Kansas City as the worst city to bike in. We have a very robust advocacy presence, and we work with decision makers to make walking and biking safer for everyone. Our community planning brings together city officials and local residents to create plans for streets that enhance quality of life. We operate and maintain the bike share system with bikes not only in Kansas City, Missouri, but also in Johnson and Wyandotte counties in Kansas. So finally, our education team, which makes up the foundation of knowledge through a wide range of classes, programs, and events for adults, youth, neighborhood leaders, and transportation officials. By far the largest team at Bike Walk KC is the education team. We have a large variety of dynamic programs that I will discuss and explain in detail in just one moment. The four individuals at the top make up our core education team, which I'm a part of. They're responsible for managing the youth and education programs, equipment, scheduling, instructor training, and curriculum development. We also have 12 paid part-time instructors, several of whom are lead cycling instructors. This amazing group of people are the ones that Bike Walk KC can thank for the results posted on the next slide. So our youth programming at Bike Walk KC began in 2012. By the end of this semester, we will probably see over 800 students, taking us past the 45,000 youth served milestone. With over 7,000 helmets distributed along with helmet fitting education, these are some of the simplest pieces of equipment that we can offer to keep heads safe. While it's not a primary focus of our programs, we end up teaching kids how to ride a bike. We average about 80% conversion of non-riders to riders through our BLAST program, which I will explain in just a second. Via our Youth Maintain Your Ride classes, we've been able to get over 1,500 gently used donated bikes into the hands of kids who might not have the resources to acquire their own, and gives them the knowledge on how to properly maintain their bike. Recently, the city of Olathe hosted a recycling event where community members could dispose of hazardous waste and other household items. Amazingly, the city collected 219 bicycles during this one-day event. Bike Walk KC partnered with the city to pick up these bikes, repurpose them for our Youth Maintain Your Ride classes, earn a bike opportunities for youth and adults, and we were also able to donate some to 816 Bike Collective and Hope Faith, which is a homeless resource facility here in Kansas City, Missouri. So the numbers kind of speak for themselves. These are some of the numbers from 2022 from last year. We had over 4,300 kids that participated in our programs. These are youth. 72 helmets and 81 bikes were distributed. We were at 35 schools served in 14 school districts. And again, these numbers are from 2022. We're currently in 2023, and I can tell you that these numbers are going to be even bigger for this year. For our adult education, 428 adults had participated, and 9 bikes were distributed. 34 bike safety and education classes were also provided. These classes are also provided virtually or in person. We also offer clinics and events to educate and encourage adults to ride, walk, and roll confidently and safely. Now, sorry to ramble on a little bit about me and the organization, but I just think that the work that we do is fantastic and just wanted to give you a little bit of a background. So right now I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth of our education programs and what we offer. So BLAST is probably by far our most popular and big program. This is an acronym that stands for Bicycle Lessons and Safety Training. So BLAST is a primer for students to gain an understanding of how to safely operate a bicycle in a variety of situations with the following goals: improved bicycle handling skills, proficiency of basic traffic skills, and identification and avoidance of hazards. So this is a little bit of a rundown of the program. It's designed for elementary students, grades 3 to 6. It consists of 4 different sessions with 4 different skills courses. These classes take place during their normal PE time. And these are kind of a breakdown of what the students will learn after the program. So proper helmet fitting and use. So we use a thing called a 2-finger method, where the students will measure 2 fingers above their eyebrows, 2 fingers around their ears, and 2 fingers of space between the chin strap and their chin. We are helmet advocates, and we are trying to get students in the habit of wearing a helmet whenever they're going to be riding a bike. And that's actually our rule number 1 in our program, that you can't even touch one of our bikes unless you have a helmet on your head. More often than not, personally, I see a lot of kids riding their bike in the streets without helmets. So we really want to make sure that we're honing in on that and making sure that kids are getting in the habit of wearing their helmets. We also teach them how to check a bike for safety. And this is something we call the ABC Quick Check, where they check the air, brakes, chain, that's ABC. And then the quick is the quick release. We tell them to adjust their saddle or the seat to their hip. And then we have them check themselves before they wreck themselves. So making sure that their shoelaces are tied up, that they don't have any loose pant legs, or if they have a skirt or a dress on, they can still ride a bike, but just make sure that you tuck it under yourself before you sit down. We also go over road hazards, what they are, what to look out for. So, ice or potholes, which are super famous here in Kansas City, piles of leaves that could also be slippery. So we teach them that. We also teach them how to use their hand signals. So we tell them, you are like a vehicle, just like a car. So when a car is turning or stopping, you use your hand signals, and we teach them how to do that, when to do it, how long to do it, etc. We also can teach them pretty complex topics, kind of like right-of-way at intersections. Our very last session in the program, session 4, it goes over this right-of-way. So if they're at an intersection and there's 2-way traffic that doesn't have a stop sign, they know when it's safe for them to approach or go. It teaches them how to look both ways. And depending on what position they're in, they know the right-of-way. And more importantly, we also teach them the rules of the road. So obeying all traffic laws and signs, making sure that you're riding on the right side of the road, etc. So BLAST is, like I said, it's a program that we do at elementary schools, and it has 4 sessions and for grades 3 to 6. So we have trailers of equipment. This is not a typical trailer. The trailer is right here, but we use these vans to haul them. And then we have bikes for all the students. We have small, medium, and large size bikes. And then we have helmets for all students as well. And they're small, medium, large, and extra large. So currently we have almost 150 bikes in 5 trailers that go from program site to program site. And we use other equipment like tennis balls, cones, helmets, life spray, stop signs, and others. We have like one-way signs, yield signs that we can give them kind of like on-road skills, like different situations that they might encounter when they're on the road. So 5th and 6th grade students will also complete a pre-test 1 to 2 weeks before programming, and then they also complete a post-test 1 to 2 weeks after program completion. This is to test how much the student's knowledge improved, and also this is data we can provide to our grant funders. Students are tested on the core concepts that they learn during their blast sessions, and it also includes a brief questionnaire at the end where we ask them what their attitudes are towards biking and walking as a means of transportation. And I can tell you that an overwhelming majority of the respondents expressed that after the program, they're more excited to bike to and from school and with their friends and family during their free time. We also send out a parent survey about 2 weeks before programming that the school distributes to all the parents and caretakers of the students participating in BLAST to gauge their attitudes towards biking and walking and how their family typically arrives and departs from school. So do they walk? Do they ride their bikes? Do they carpool? Do they drive a vehicle, etc.? This parent survey also allows Bike Walk KC to understand what the average opinions of the parents are, and we can use this information to advocate for improved biking and walking infrastructure around the school and assist with the creation of a safe routes to school travel plan for the school, as we've done at many other schools. All tests and surveys are also available currently in English and Spanish. The overarching main goal of BLAST is to get students excited about biking and teaching them safety, and also encouraging them to use biking as a means of transportation. We then hope that students getting excited about biking through the program, that this then piques some parents' interest into biking as well, and encourages a culture shift to get more families using biking as a means of transportation. So this is another program that we have called Youth Maintain Your Ride. And students learn basic bicycle mechanic skills with daily projects. We usually typically have a small class size, and this allows for individual instructor training to ensure concept comprehension. Students who successfully complete the program have a chance to earn a bike of their own to keep. So this is designed for older students, so grades 5+. We also do it like with middle school students and high school students, and we actually offer this for adults as well, but it's just a little bit more in depth. So this is a little bit of a breakdown of what the students will learn. So they learn all the parts of a bike, how to remove some of the wheels if they need to change something out, taking apart and actually putting together a whole bike. And let me tell you, kids love that. They get to rip off the chain, they get to rip off parts of the bike, and they just fall in love with it. Adjusting the brakes, fixing a flat, cleaning the bike, how to do that properly, fixing and replacing the chain. And at the end, students will earn a bike, a helmet, a lock, tire levers to get the tire off if they need to change it out, and a light set. We have like these little blinky lights where one goes in the front, one goes in the back. And we have Kansas and Missouri lights to make sure that kids are walking and biking safely and they're able to be seen at night. In order for the students to earn all these materials, though, they must complete at least 4 out of the 5 classes in order to earn a bike. So it's kind of like an incentive. Again, I mentioned that we offer this for adults, and this is something that we regularly offered in the past at the Johnson County Library, and hopefully soon we're going to be starting this up again soon. Adults, personally, they do have an option to earn bikes like in the youth program, but usually they bring their own bikes and we teach them how to replace things and how to fix them. So Youth Maintain Your Ride, I mean, I'll say it's probably one of my favorite programs, and it's typically a 1-week program with the first 4 days being informational, hands-on, like workshop-like classes, as you saw in the previous photos. And then the final days when the students get to ride their bikes that they picked out and the ones that they actually helped fix themselves. Our instructors even go as far as asking the students what their favorite colors are to see if we can provide them with an ideal bike. The instructors also help fix up the bike in our shop to make sure it's ready for the student, and they choose bikes that they will be able to ride for a long time and they won't grow out of quickly. I've personally gone back to schools that we've done these programs at, and I've seen the bikes that we have gifted to the students in the bike racks out front. This is the most amazing feeling to know that we've had an impact and that the bike is still getting used. Students are also given a pre and post test, like in BLAST, to see what they have learned and how they progress through the program. Another favorite program that we have is called Bike Club. These photos right here, we just had a professional photographer actually come out and take some photos of our program. So I got some nice updated photos. This was this semester. This is for East High School, which is here in Kansas City, Missouri. And Bike Club encourages youth to explore their neighborhood while building their physical stamina and peer network through weekly group rides. When appropriate, we try to pair an advocacy opportunity by having students conduct a walk audit and presenting their findings to the school or city staff. So a walk audit's like where they go around, they mark issues with sidewalk infrastructure, if there's crosswalks that need to be repainted, if sidewalks do not exist. So we want to mark all those things and get those fixed. We also have invited elected officials and other people in a position of leadership to ride and engage with the youth. So this is designed for middle and high school students. Some of the things that the students learn are the following. So again, properly wearing a helmet, bike safety, fixing a flat, other maintenance items, safely navigating urban city streets, riding in a group, planning routes, interacting with various types of infrastructure, endurance to ride these distances, team building, and using biking as a means of transportation. Students again have the opportunity to earn bikes, helmets, tools, and safety equipment at the end of the program, and also the bikes and helmets they use during the programming. So East High School is our model bike club where the organizer, Andrew Killen, has different activities for the students every single week and also has assistance from 2 of our part-time instructors. Each week, the routes get longer, so the students are slowly able to build their stamina. Bike Club students have had some amazing experiences, like touring the Ride KC bus facilities where they learn how to ride public transportation with their bikes. And they also rode to locally owned businesses where they're able to ask the owners questions and inspire them to achieve their goals and aspirations. This program typically lasts between 8 to 9 weeks, and it's once a week. Confident City Cycling. So this is more geared for adults. It's a very comprehensive adult bike training, in which participants learn new concepts for navigating the streets and build practical bike handling skills necessary for city riding. The course culminates with an on-street ride to use new skills in a safe and a supportive environment. This program lasts 2 days, the first being typical, like in a typical classroom setting, where a lead cycling instructor will go over key concepts and how to interact with biking infrastructure and what to do if there isn't any biking infrastructure available. For example, like how to position yourself in a lane, how to safely ride in traffic, how to avoid road hazards, and technical information like gear ratios and stopping distance. This is kind of like Bike Club, but a little bit more in depth for adults. The second day is going through the courses where you'll need to practice emergency maneuvers and you'll receive feedback from licensed instructors. All the little details are gone over, like posture, pedal positioning, form, for example. Then there's an on-road portion where the instructors are watching to see how you put everything that you learned into practice. The class is also the first step in becoming a lead cycling instructor, which a lot of our instructors are. We also offer pedestrian safety training for students. So the pedestrian safety is designed for younger students that cannot yet participate in BLAST. So the pedestrian safety curriculum teaches students how to walk safely and gives them the tools to navigate the streets safely, even if the infrastructure isn't. The curriculum is currently being updated and it will be more dynamic and engaging soon. The problem with this program is making sure that younger students, as young as pre-K, making sure that content is engaging and exciting for them. Like I just said, it's designed for pre-K to second grade. What the students learn is crossing streets safely. We tell them how to walk in a parking lot, what to look out for, walking on a street that doesn't have a sidewalk, wearing bright and reflective clothing, walking in groups, being aware of their surroundings. And we usually have the students do like a little bingo game where they walk around and they see different things in their environment, like, crosswalks and pedestrian crossing signs and like the little push buttons. So we have them walk around and teach them these little things to look out for. Students also practice walking safely and using crosswalks with adults. Learn to ride and earn a bike. So just like the title suggests, we offer lessons for adults and youth on how to learn to ride a bike. Oftentimes, parents and caretakers will contact us distraught that they cannot teach their kids how to ride a bike. So interestingly enough, it seems though when being taught by a family member, kids seem to not really excel or pick it up very quickly. However, with a stranger, they seem to relax a little bit more and really are able to focus on riding and not their emotions. We use a very relaxed approach and have this child or adult push off with their feet first to practice gliding and work on their balance. Then we slowly try to introduce the pedals. We have a term we call power pedal position, where one of the pedals is an upward and forward position. Then you push down with the power pedal, gives you the momentum to put the other foot onto the other pedal and start pedaling forward. We also offer these learn to ride classes with an earn a bike element. So if the participant doesn't have a bike, or if the bike is not in good condition, or if it's too big or small, we can also provide that for them. We always ask them if they have a helmet, and we'll also donate them one if they need it, and it will be brand new and not used. We also donate bike locks and lights, so they have all the necessary tools they need. If we're just doing an earn a bike class, we always incorporate an educational element into the class, so they're learning bike safety while also earning a bike. We can meet them at a park or a church parking lot close to where they live, and we'll go over some basic bike safety, and we'll have them also do a skills course. So you're probably wondering, what areas do we serve? So I kind of mentioned it a little bit before. So we are usually doing about 2/3 of our programming happens in Missouri. So we work not only in Kansas City, Missouri metro area, but we go as far out as like Independence. We've done stuff in Gladstone, Blue Springs, Lee Summit, Grandview, Raytown, etc. And then the remaining Kansas programming is about a 40-60 split between Wyandotte and Johnson counties in Kansas. And we do work on both sides of the state line. So we prioritize free programming at urban core schools or schools with a Title I status. We've even worked on programming and have provided technical assistance in areas outside of our normal service area. And our service area is about 20 miles out from our office, which is located at 30th and Troost, to areas such as Lewisburg, Topeka, Platte City, Junction City, Warrensburg, St. Joe, and more. So you might be asking, well, what about the schools that you can't see? So for schools that are just a little too far, they don't have Title I status, or that we cannot immediately put onto our schedule, we send out a document with alternative biking and walking strategies that highlights other ways the school can adopt more biking and walking programs, such as Walk and Wheel Wednesday, walking school buses, Bike Month, contests, traffic safety events, and more. This document gives information on what these strategies are and also links to examples on how to plan these events. So these are just some screenshots I put on here from our website. It's a lot longer, but just so it would fit in the slide. And this is the link right here. And I can also provide these slides at the end if anyone's interested. So we're almost at the end. So some future plans that Bike Walk KC has to continue to promote active transportation for youth and adults is, since I mentioned that I speak Spanish and I'm one of the only staff members here that's bilingual, I'm really wanting to develop Spanish programming for youth and adults. That's something that's a very high priority for me in high needs areas where, say, the infrastructure isn't the best, like I'm thinking of like KCK and other areas that haven't had a lot of resources provided for them. With that, providing more family earn a bike opportunities. So I said we do a lot of adult and youth earn a bikes, but we also want to prioritize families. So families can earn bikes, so families can use active transportation and be biking and walking more together. And also offering those in Spanish as well. Increased community classes. So like I said, we want to try to get our Johnson County Youth Maintain Your Ride classes on a more regular schedule again, offering more community classes that community members can get involved in. So we're, like I said, we're upgrading in it, and we're also going to try to integrate our pedestrian curriculum into BLAST and other more biking focused programs that we have. But we also want to put a little bit of walk in our bike programs, right? Like, because our title is Bike Walk KC. So we also want to make sure that that's being provided to schools. We're also going to be increasing our advocacy efforts to get more schools involved in Bike and Walk to School Day and getting things like walking school buses, bike clubs, and contests more widely adopted. We're also currently working on built environment assessments, and I mentioned previously our walk audits, and currently we're doing built environment assessments where we go out to schools that are either schools that we are doing programming at right now or we have done programming at, and we are assessing the built environment in the area because we've noticed that sometimes the built environment is what can discourage people from wanting to send their kids walking or biking. The infrastructure might not be there, it might not be safe. So we are documenting these. We have catalyst grants through Children's Mercy to get this done. So we're getting all that done to hopefully make those infrastructure changes to hopefully encourage more families to want to bike and walk to school. Alrighty, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening and for having me talk to you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed hearing about what we have to offer here at Bike Walk KC and some of our education programs that we offer here. So without further ado, if you have any other questions, I can take some of those now. And then you also have our emails here. You have mine, you have Miranda, who's our new education outreach coordinator, and then Laura Fox, who you all probably might know, our director of education, who's also been working on this plan with you all. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Nolan. So much comprehensive information of all the resources. I just wanted to open it real quick to take any questions. If someone had questions. I know that in Kansas City, Kansas, we have been so blessed by the partnership with your team. Even recently, they came out and had all of our adult elementary physical educators in a training. And the goal for several years, I've just watched PE teachers say, oh no, we can't, and here's why, excuses, and oh, I don't bike. But bringing out those adult bikes and having them go through what BLAST would be like, I think the goal was to increase the number of schools signing up, and I think the goal was accomplished. So, and then I also wanted to speak towards the Earn a Bike, watching parents. We've had, when I taught at Grant, having parents come and participate in that and walk away with a shield and a bike alongside their kiddo. Super meaningful, just a way to build our community from the inside out. So the work, just appreciate the work that you're doing, and happy to have you on board, and love that you're bilingual. So I was jotting down the things where we can grow in KCK. I don't think we've had a middle school or high school club, so got some ideas there. Does anyone else have comments or questions? Shelley?
Yeah, I'm interested in, so I love the BLAST program. I've been aware of it for a number of years, but what is the cost for a school to sign up to participate in BLAST?
So again, if you have a Title I status or if your school is in an urban core or a deemed high needs area, we provide the programming absolutely free. There's no cost for this program. We have federal funding that funds these programs, and that's in every single school district. So whether it be in Johnson County, Wyandotte, or Missouri.
So what if you're not in a, I'm thinking about Johnson County, not every school in Johnson County qualifies as a, did you say Title I school? How about if they wanted to have the program in their school?
Yeah, so we do offer fee for service work. So we do offer like all the classes that I just showed you. We do it in different ways for say like these little one-off events. We can come out and do fee for service work. Like we work with the Girl Scouts of Missouri and Kansas. And we go out and teach them like how to do a walk audit, we're actually going to do one next week with the Girl Scouts where they're going to learn how to fix their bikes up. So we do offer options for schools that are in non-Title I status and stuff like that. I hope it answered your question. We also, Johnson County, since you mentioned it, our funding partners are through the Johnson County Department of Health and Environment. So they determine what schools are in high needs and priority areas, and they basically select our schools for us. Whereas in Wyandotte County in Kansas, and then also on the Missouri side, we kind of have a little more leniency and we can choose what schools reach out to us. We check their Title I status, and then we can go work at the schools.
Okay, so basically they need to reach out to you to get your fee for service.
Exactly.
And-
So
okay.
So we can, like, for example, like BLAST, since it's such a long program, it can be more than a month long, since we see every single class 4 times during their PE classes, Christine knows. So this can be quite a long program. So we wouldn't offer it like a typical, like what typically we would do at an elementary school, since that would be a very high fee. We can do like a one-off day. We've done like with Rushton Elementary in Mission, Kansas. Their school is currently under construction, but they wanted us back. So we did like a little one-off, like it was called Rolling with Rushton, where we met at a local park and we just did like a one-day event where the students kind of popcorn around and do the different BLAST courses. And that was like a fee for service work that we did.
Right, any other questions?
Yeah, I'll keep going here. So I want to get back to the walk audits. What tool do you use for walk audits with kids?
Yeah, so we actually well, in the past when we used it for youth, we would just print out like a little form that we have, and we would provide like clipboards, and all the students would have like little questions that they would fill out. So we would say like, what are the sidewalk conditions in the area? And they would mark it off on a little map, and we can then put that into our dashboard where we have all the data. Lately, when we've been doing the ones for schools, not with kids, we've been using an app called Fulcrum, where we go around with iPads and we are able to take pictures and document issues with crosswalks, and say like a sidewalk is uplifted or cracked, or a crosswalk needs to be repainted. We go around in a 1-block radius around the school, and we're documenting these infrastructure issues. We're also documenting things like driver behavior. So say there's a very high vehicle speeds, high car volumes, say the street is not very easy to cross. We are documenting those things, and then we are sending them to the schools to get recommendations done.
And so is the tool something you all have created yourselves?
The tool is Fulcrum. We pay for a subscription. It's used by like engineering firms, but we've adopted it and we've actually designed it for what our purposes are. It's just a tool that we use to collect the data and send it to our urban planner that we have working here. And she takes a look at that, and then she writes recommendations for the school based on her expertise. But for the youth though, like if we're doing just like a one-off walk audit in their neighborhood, we would just make it simple. We wouldn't have all the kids on the Fulcrum app. We would just print out like a form and be like, we kind of have like smiley faces, and then we're like, is it a happy face or a smiley face, or like a frowny face, like for the infrastructure, like how does your area look? And it's really great because it gets the kids involved. It gets the kids kind of wondering like, hey, like, you know, our sidewalks don't look good, so maybe we should try to advocate for better sidewalks.
And with the advocacy, do you use any, is it sort of like one-off conversations, or do you have a youth advocacy curriculum you're trying to help kids walk through a process? Like you gather information using a specific tool, then you look at, analyze the data, and then you decide as a group, here's what we're going to advocate for, or
Have like a specific group. Basically it would just be us on the education team. You could reach out if you're in an area and you would like, you know, a walk audit done or something like this. Our other advocacy groups are more focused on like policy work, getting, you know, these major what's it called, infrastructure improvements done, laws passed. But we on the education team will work one-on-one with schools. And it's really important that we get like community champions, those school champions that we can work with, that have connections in the community and with the school, that can assist us by making those connections, and we can provide the technical assistance.
fantastic. Well, I love Annette's comment. Adults need these classes.
Hey, the youth maintain your ride stuff, you would not believe how much I learned. So I really like the classes. And when we're starting to offer those more, I really think we need to offer those more to the local community for anyone to join, no matter where they're from. So we will definitely keep you posted on that when we start doing it.
Yeah, and I love the idea to offer some of these classes at work, and that might be a way for, again, your fee for service model to expand opportunities through employee wellness programs.
Yes, definitely.
It's exactly what I was thinking is I think, you know, a lot of employee wellness programs are really taking off, being well supported. So there's a market there, if you will, and obviously a need. I could not take a bike apart and put it back together, and I need to know how to do that. And I need to know how to change a darn flat tire. I don't know how. I think I did it once when I was a kid. So I would love to see that. And it would be, I think a lot of parents of the children in schools that we work with would really appreciate that too. Just a thought.
Yeah, Miranda, thank you so much. They're putting some stuff in the chat there of other resources that we've done. The one that they just put is a recording of actually one of our Maintain Your Ride programs that we did during the pandemic. So it was actually virtual and we recorded it. So anybody has access to that, and it's on our YouTube page, and the YouTube page actually has links to some bike safety videos and all that stuff. So those are other resources that we distribute out to schools that say maybe can't participate right now and that have a high need. So those are there for you.
Love that. And Nolan, last thing I'll say here, because I love it when organizations such as Bike Walk KC come and present at these meetings, because I think we learn so much more about what you're doing, because the programs that you offer now are they've expanded quite a bit since the last time we heard somebody from Bike Walk talk about them. So thanks so much to both of you for showing up today. Now I totally forgot what my comment was. Anyway, thank you. If it comes to me, I'll put it in the chat.
I'm glad that it was received well. I was like hoping that, you know, it was relevant to everything that you guys discuss here in these meetings. And again, like we're still growing as an organization. You know, we are expanding. So we've had some staff changes and everything. So the future looks really bright, and these programs are just going to get better and better. We have some really great options and plans in place, like I said, to get these programs more dynamic. We're actually going to probably be at a little less schools in the future, but we want to make sure we're doing quality over quantity. So making sure these programs are even more dynamic. We're there for a longer period of time. So we really make that impact, and we make sure that we leave an impact at the school when we leave. So we get things like that walking school bus started. We get Walk and Wheel Wednesday started. Like, so it's advocacy, and it's sustained advocacy.
Thank you. We have an implementation applications. We have a reminder. Let me read that each sector group has up to $15,000 for an implementation project or action steps that advance the strategies and tactics for each sector. Implementation applications are intended to be short while demonstrating connectedness across the different sectors of the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan to address the issues across the levels of the ecological model. The school sector has, looks like approximately it says $3,300 to $8,300 left in funding.
Oh, sorry, Christine. I might have sent you not the updated one. We have 8,300 in funding.
Okay, I was thinking that was, yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably the $8,300 left in funding. If, yep, just throwing that out there as you guys network and communicate with other people. At this time, we're going to do some group updates. If you would like to make an update for the group that you're with. Who was with, I don't know all the groups, but I came on a little bit late, but who was with Square One? Annette, are you with Square One?
Yeah, just I think really briefly, we are in the thick of our health screening season. So Christine, you may have wind of us being in the KCK schools. We are going to be in Carruthers and JFK tomorrow. As a matter of fact, Garcia Elementary on the Kansas City side, and Wendell Phillips tomorrow, as well as Eastwood, Hills, and Raytown. So just Square One is in the thick of its health screening season, and Brooke has just started. So what we are trying to do right now is get Anatomy Academy started. And for those of you that may not be familiar, Anatomy Academy is a way that we were able to expand the involvement of our medical students into the community with children, promoting health and wellness. And what it allows us to do is put a group of trained medical students into 4th and 5th grades, and for a series of 6, 7, 8 sessions. Thank you. What is it, Brooke? She's got it. Seven sessions. It's a nice program whereby medical students are basically doing health, wellness, anatomy, physiology instruction, kind of in a small group format, a lot of getting up, moving around, a lot of participatory learning in that. And we're trying to launch that. We've had it going in about 2 to 3 schools. It depends on how many 4th or 5th grades are in each school, and of course it's all on the availability of our medical students, but we hope to get that going again because we've been on a little bit of a hiatus without a coordinator. And then our individual family coaching sessions, where we are pairing up a trained set of medical students now with a family, probably won't resume until January. But we hope to have anywhere from 5 to a dozen families involved second semester in the family coaching sessions. What else? We are, no, can't announce that yet. Wait a minute. Got to think about a couple things. But yeah, so Square One is just in the thick of doing health screenings. And I think everyone knows this, but we do have a community health worker employed through Square One. And this is our community health worker. She is literally picking up the phone and starting to contact families after screenings to try to assist in connecting to care. So, and promoting health and wellness, promoting the CHAMPS program, Bike Walk KC, anything that a family suggests that they are interested in trying to make improvements in their health is what we are doing when we do what we call connection to care. And so our community health workers starting that process, even though we are in the middle of our screenings. So that's about, I don't know, Brooke, is there anything else that I am getting ready to go to American Public Health Association meeting in Atlanta. I don't know if anyone else is on that list to go, but if you are, I'd love to see you there.
Thank you for the update. Sounds exciting. Real quick, how do you pair schools with the nursing students? Do you guys just look for partnering schools?
Oh, so, well, first of all, it's medical students. You mean in the CHAMPS program? Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
a while
I mean,
since I've
so
heard
when
about
we
it,
go into elementary schools with our screenings, we are bringing our medical students, we're bringing dental students from UMKC and nursing students from a variety of schools of nursing around the metro. So you may see a real variety of students come in the doors of schools, but with the CHAMPS program, it's our medical students in their first and second year of medical school. So yeah, we did grant not too long ago. Have to look at the schedule. Christine, we still have Whittier and Kansas, New Stanley, Welborn, Mark Twain, and Lindbergh still to do. So
awesome. Thank you. Are there any other updates from groups?
Yeah, actually, Christine, I have a quick one. So for those who don't know, Children's Mercy is working with Aspen Institute to on a Project Play report to understand youth sports in the KC metro area. And we are still looking for organizations to help distribute the survey to youth. So we just want to get a broader representation. Some of the questions that I should probably state, it's for 3rd to 12th grade. And some of the questions we ask are just like demographic, current sport participation, the current level of participation, such as that kind of information. And it is obviously like there's no identifiers, but if you are interested in helping us, let me know. I will put my email in the chat and I can send you the link. We also have an option for organizations to have their own unique QR code. So if they want to track, like if they are doing a program and they want the responses from their youth specifically, we can create a unique QR code for those organizations. So I know that was really quick, but I know we're also dwindling down on time. But that's my brief update.
Oh, Katie, I'll reach out to you about that because I thought KCK would be just a great way to get it out, but I feel like we ran into some probably people that have dealt with lawsuits in the past, and there's some deficit mindset about they don't want it. I was thinking it would show access and equitability, but they were thinking it's going to highlight the fact that we can't provide XYZ, and then the Board of Education is going to have questions for us. And anyway, you can go about it a different way.
That's we'll talk.
Yeah. Other updates before we finish. Please register for the upcoming quarterly meetings on Thursday, December 14th from 9 to 11 at the Kauffman Foundation Conference Center. The topic, we're launching into our message campaign focused on promoting physical activity, storytelling, physical activity, move together, KC. So Overflow, a marketing communications organization that specializes in storytelling, will present the finalized message campaign and guide community partners through the brand kit. And then go ahead.
Sorry, Christine. I was just going to elaborate.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, our media and communications team has been working for the last couple months to put together a physical activity campaign with Overflow. So, and they are the marketing company that we partnered with. So this is what our quarterly meeting will be over. We'll be launching this campaign, and Overflow will go over the brand kit and show community partners how to engage with it. Okay.
Great, and you put the link in there. So our December meeting for school sector is canceled just due to the holiday season, and we'll resume in January. Our next meeting is Thursday, January 11th at 1. And Katie, do you have a way to put that link in?
I do. So yeah, I probably should have rephrased that scheduling. We didn't really cancel the December. It's just realizing with the holidays and stuff, it was busy, and we also wanted to take time to start preparing for our meetings a little more. We're working on getting more guest speakers. So in the future, our meetings will look a bit different. We're going to have our topics and stuff ahead of time, and we're going to be inviting different organizations that promote youth programs in school settings that help to increase physical activity. So we actually have a guest speaker for next, I guess not next month, but our first meeting in 2024. So it'll, and that meeting is January 11th, and it is Janius White, and he is the program manager for the HYPE project. And I will be sending out more information on what that is about after this meeting later this month.
Just to get it on your radar, it's a youth advocacy curriculum focused
Ooh.
on healthy eating and active living. The components can be broken up for those two pieces. And we're really excited. They've got some updates. We've had access to that curriculum for quite some time, years, 5 or 6, maybe even longer, probably 7 or 8 years. They've had some recent updates, and we're excited to take a look at that and have Jamie share how we might use that here in Kansas City.
Awesome. Thank you all for being here. Are at the end of our time, so have a fantastic afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Nolan.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.
Good to see everyone. Bye.